Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and click that subscribe button right now. And if you are a subscriber, thank you again so much for being here, for, joining me on my planner journey here. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. This is not a plan with me. This is me trying to implement some getting things done concepts in my planner system. I've been trying to read through David Allen's Getting Things Done, and I've been taking notes. This is one of those cute, how like you go and you buy really cute notebooks and you never use them? Well, I've had this one for 2 years and I finally found I'm just going to use them because I don't see the purpose. And in this one I'm actually going to take notes from several books that I plan on reading to improve my adulting skills, to improve my life. So I'm going to be referring to this guy a lot. I'm not fully done with the book. I think I'm on chapter 8. There's I don't know, is there 18 chapters? I can't remember. It's in the teens, the chapter amount. But I've gathered enough to know about the basics of his system, which I enjoy. So you'll catch me referring to this bad boy on my notes here that I've taken thus far. It's a lot on my notes when trying to implement it in my planner system to see how it's going to work for me, because it's one of the things I want to implement. This whole concept I want to implement in my entire life for 2019, because last month I actually tried to implement some things. I mean, I got some things done, but I didn't, there's no follow through. I tried, I had inbox pages and a kind of a next actions list and a big projects list, but as you can see on my big projects list, none of that happened. I mean, and it's not because I didn't try. I just made a list and just left it. I got really busy. But the inbox concept I really do love, because the whole point is that you're supposed to capture every little naggy thing that you possibly can that's in your mind and just get it all out on paper. And what he calls those are open loops. And open loops are anything that is pulling at your attention that doesn't belong where it is, the way it is. So that's probably my favorite part of the process, is capturing, what he calls capturing. I'm going to take these out because this is what I'm going to use as my inbox. And then I'm going to take some of these note pages that I have back here, and I'm going to use them for particular lists. So let's get this all out of the way because it's in the way, and I need space. So let's do that. So we're going back to my notes. So right now what we're going to do is the capture part of the process, which is basically you're collecting and gathering anything and everything that you consider incomplete that's in your world, okay? A lot of people have different things or use different things to capture information. He recommends having a physical in tray, or writing down little pieces of paper, notepads, things like that, things that you use, anything digital, so emails, notes that you write digitally, text messages, notes on your little notes app on your phone, voice messages that you leave yourself, any sort of technology based integration that you have, and combining, gathering all those into one place and basically writing them all down. And then once you have this list of all these things and notes and stuff, or your pile of stuff, you basically just sort it. And this is part of the clarifying process. See? Clarifying. Here's a little I don't know, is this a graph? Diagram. Here's a little diagram for you. So you have all your stuff that you captured, and then you have to define what it is. Is it actionable? Is it something that you know requires action? So if it is, then you have like what's your next action? What are you gonna do? Is it a project that is something that requires like multiple steps? Then that's a project. So that goes on, you know, your projects list. Is it something that'll take less than 2 minutes? If it's something that takes less than 2 minutes, then yes, you do it right then, right there, get it out of the way. If it's something that takes longer than 2 minutes, then you can delegate it, defer, or, you know, give it to someone else or something, or a part of it to someone else to help you finish it, or you defer it, which means you put it in your calendar for a specific time, or you put it on your next action list, which is basically something that you do as soon as possible. But first, we are going to basically capture, and what he provides in his book is a very extensive he calls it a triggers list for you to basically dump anything and everything that could possibly be in your head, all those open loops, and get it all down on paper. He has a professional one, which is a ridiculous amount of paper in this one. Like, what is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 pages I have for that's for both professional and personal. But I'm just going to use the personal list because I don't need one professionally right now. So like any and everything. So it's like 6 pages of personal triggers to help me empty my brain and get it all on paper. So he has like various different things like projects started, not completed, projects that needs to be started, projects for other organizations, which includes like service, community, spiritual, upcoming events, birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, graduations, communications to make, emails, calls, cards, letters, thank you notes, any type of administration you do in your home, voicemails, computer, software, internet, filing and records, leisure, books, music, video. Like there's just so many things. Financial, pets, legal, family projects, activities, relative, like, you know, home and household, which is ridiculous, ridiculously long, health, personal development, transportation, clothing, errands, community, things you're waiting for. Like, it's a really extensive list, and I love it that it's so thorough because it really does help me get everything out that I could possibly think of at that time and get it on paper so that way I can plan for it like in a reasonable amount of time. So last month I did it, and you know, this is what I ended up with. I just ended up with these things. So some of these things I'm probably going to end up transferring to, because this was last month's, November's inbox, and some of these things I'm going to be transferring to December because I didn't get to them. But even more, I'm going to extend it even more by having separate lists for separate purposes. So I'm going to have like my projects list and a next action steps list and a waiting for list. Like I'm gonna have like specific lists this time instead of me just trying to, you know, have a really small section for certain things. So this is where the music comes in, and fast forward while I try and inbox and capture all the open, these are the project lists. What am I doing with this sheet? But anyway, so this is the part where I'm going to try and I'm going to actually go through every single item on this trigger list, all 6 pages, and see if anything comes to mind that I need to include on any sort of list that I need to plan for this month. And anything that I need to transfer from this one, from last month's inbox to this month's. So far, this is what my inbox is looking like this month. So what I'm going to do is basically clarify, go through all these things and assign them to specific lists. So anything that can be done in 2 minutes, I'll do. None of these things I can do in 2 minutes. Anything that can be done like as soon as possible sometime in this month, I'll put that in my next actions list. I'll also have a waiting for list, a someday maybe list for things that, you know, I can do eventually, but not right this hot second. And there's another list. I swear to goodness. See, this is why I have my notes, because there's a lot of lists. He gives you a lot of lists. Let's see, what chapter is that in? Calendar, and anything that I need to actually put on my calendar. I guess to him, having like assigning things to your calendar is kind of like sacred space. You only put things on there that has to be done at a specific time or at a specific date. Otherwise, it goes on your next action list or your waiting for list or someday maybe list. Like, you don't put like things you may do on your calendar. You only put things that you're actually going to do or you have to do on your calendar. We're in the Buhaki or a projects list. Okay, so that's what I need. So project list, next actions, someday maybe, and waiting for. So I've taken the things I've written down in my inbox and transferred them to the appropriate list, whether it be a next action, the projects list, a waiting for list, or a someday maybe list. Like, this isn't to say that this is all the things that, all the open loops that I am closing and like accumulating for December. This is just what I have so far at the beginning of the month. And it's not to say like this next action list isn't going to grow, the projects list isn't going to grow, waiting for isn't going to grow, someday maybe isn't going to grow. But these things can be moved from month to month. Whereas this is usually just like my mind sweep, brain dump, whatever term you want to use at this particular time for this particular month. So I have all of these transferred here. Now all I need to do is to actually, do them. Finish them. That would be great to try an adulting. But I like this I don't know what to call it. It's not a concept, because it's something you do. But I like this technique for planning for me so far, because I'm always having random ideas and things, I'm easily distracted. Like, and I forget things like that. Like, I can literally tell myself in the store, I need to buy this. And then I'll see something cool. I'm like, oh, look, it's a bunny. And I completely forget what I just told myself that I needed to buy. Like, 30 or seconds or less later. Like, literally 3 seconds later, I'll forget exactly what I need to buy. And this way, I can actually have all the things and all the thoughts and that are running through my head in one place. Like, all down on paper where I can physically see it every single time I open up my planner, because I open up my planner multiple times a day. Because if I don't, then I know I will forget something. So I like it. I like this so far. It's just a matter of, I don't know, trying to get a feel for it and see how it works in my life. And the goal of me doing this is to be more productive, to be more organized, to be more adulty, to be an adultier adult. So when you have these lists, you're not just making these lists and just moving on. You're supposed to basically review them at the very least once a week. The whole point of this is to see that, to reviewing this is to see if these are things that you can do this week. Like, if you have time, like, oh, I can do this really quickly. And even more so, some people even get more detailed with their list, and they have like a to-call list. So if you're like already on the phone with someone and you're making one phone call, well, while you're there, you can probably make, 3 more phone calls. So they have like, a list of phone calls they need to make. And they're like, well, while I'm here, I might as well knock this phone call out, this one out, this one out. They have one for emails. There's a list of things that they need to do when they're on the computer. So if they're on the computer doing one thing, well, I'm here, I might as well try and, knock out this item and this item and this item while I'm at the computer. I haven't gotten to that level of organization yet. I'm just starting with this, baby steps, because I'm not I'm not at that level. I'm just starting to try and implement this into my planner system, into my life, and it's gonna take more than a couple of weeks and a couple chapters into the book for me to actually be able to like seamlessly implement all these techniques that are in this book. But yeah, this is a start. I don't know, I'll update you and let you guys know how this is working for me. But the first step is the hardest step, isn't it? It is. All right, let's try and put this back in here. Let's see if where am I gonna put this? Okay, so this goes here. So anytime that I will actually have some sort of thought in some way, shape, or form, and if I don't have my planner, or if I'm writing it in a notebook or something, like I don't know if I want to do it like at the end of the day or the beginning of the day or maybe once a week. I don't know, where I just try and get everything from all over the place and put it into one spot on this list. I'm thinking maybe I think that should be a daily thing. See, I'm not exactly sure. And then I have these lists here. I have a section for lists. So I guess I'll put it with my lists. I don't know. This isn't a good setup for this, I don't think. I don't know. For my 2019 planner, it'll be completely different. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know. If you use the getting things done method, let me know down below what you think. Is it working for you? Like, if you're not using it anymore, like, why not? Like, what happened? Like, I'm very intrigued by this, and I really want to give it a go. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below, what do you think? Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, once again, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't subscribed yet. Until next time, bye.